All right, good afternoon, everybody. This is Mike Dalco, the CEO, continuously empowering others, doing a live stream, recording it on my computer also for YouTube. I think this is a necessary conversation, and it is entitled, I Don't Like That Networking Stuff. More abruptly, I hear people say, I hate that networking stuff, that network marketing stuff, that get rich quick scheme stuff. I hate that stuff. And what motivated this conversation is I was talking to an individual, one of my prospects, and I asked them, did they look for ways to make more money? Of course, they said yes. And then they immediately followed that up with, but it's not one of those get rich quick scheme network marketing things, is it? And I said, well, it's not a network marketing thing, but it is a networking thing. And your network determines your net worth. I started down that path. And then she was like, well, I don't like that networking stuff. And I totally get it. I get why people make that statement. I don't like that networking stuff. The truth of the matter is, I don't think I grew up thinking I would be a professional networker. I don't think that was in my purview and on my radar. Boy, I can't wait to grow up. I'm going to be a professional networker. I'm not going to college. I'm going to skip all that stuff. And as soon as I graduate high school and get on my own, when my mother is no longer telling me what I must do, I'm going to be a professional networker. No, that never crossed my mind. I heard about some networking when I was growing up. My dad, I didn't know it was networking at the time, but he was in Tupperware. And most people don't realize that Tupperware started out as a networking company, because my dad had all these little plastic containers. And it was cool because my dad is a chef, and he loved to have people over to the house and entertain them. And when they came over, this one particular time, I remember lots of people, and mom and dad were entertaining, and dad had all these plastic containers. And as the people enjoyed his amazing spaghetti, he would take cheese and put their initials over the spaghetti in the tomato sauce. He's really good. He can really cook. And so after they finished, he said, hey guys, I want to show y'all this product. It's called Tupperware. He said, you can use this to take food home, and you can use this to store your food, stack it, put it in your refrigerator. And he actually starts selling Tupperware and building a team. And Finance Parkinson said he remembers that. Most people didn't understand that Tupperware, I sound like Donald Trump right there. Most people don't know that Tupperware was a network marketing company, right? But it was. I don't know if it still is or not, but for sure it was. So I knew about networking, and then my uncles were all in Amway, and I used to see them selling soap out of their trunk. I didn't know what they were doing, but they were trying to pursue their dreams through networking. And most of my family members, probably all of them, I think I'm being nice by saying most of them, but probably all of them just quit, and they have a bad taste in their mouth from networking. They just do. And so I really do understand when people are negative about that pyramid thing, that get rich quick thing, that network marketing stuff. I get it. Why they're negative about it, because there's a built-in resistance to this industry. This industry, I'm going to do my Sheila Abrams impression, is a wonderful industry. This industry rocks, but a lot of people miss it because of that preconceived idea that this industry has been thrown into this little container and given all these negative monikers and names like pyramid, get rich quick scheme, and all these things. So people seem to have a negative opinion of it, even though they don't know exactly what it is. And so when she says, I don't like that networking stuff, I didn't really fight that battle with her. I'm a person that's learned to move on as a professional networker. I may offer a little bit of education, but if I sense the resistance, I'm going to leave it alone. So I moved on, and I chose to store up my passion for this live stream. So here's the question. If you don't like that networking stuff, what's your plan? Let's just have a real conversation. What is your plan? If you don't like the networking stuff, what are the alternatives to the networking stuff? Let's talk about some of them. Now, what's your alternative? First of all, some people probably say they don't care about being rich. And I love what Mr. Betts says. I think he quoted Les Brown, that's a guitar manufacturer. Les Brown says that most people want to be comfortable. But in today's economy, in order to be comfortable, you need to be rich or at least very well off. It's difficult to even operate in this world with limited finances. Just today, my family had a situation where we needed to do some necessary things, normal family stuff. And without necessary finances, it would have taken me all day to do what we were able to just pay the professionals to do in a few hours. Oh, 2, 3, 4 hours, 4.5 hours. It would have taken me early this morning and all day to do what the professionals did with the proper equipment in about 4.5 hours. And not to mention, what is my time worth? See, when I get on these streams and I talk about the comparison of having a job, which is one of the ways people try to build their wealth. When you have a job, you're trading your time, or more appropriately stated, you're trading your life for dollars. Dwayne Taylor said something in our presentation this weekend on Sunday. He said most people spend all their life working for something they don't understand. What a mind-blowing statement. But most people don't understand how money works, but they spend their entire life until they die working to get money. I was talking to a gentleman on the team yesterday. He said, Mr. Dalco, I just haven't had time to work the business because, man, I'm working so many hours. He said, I'm pulling doubles at work. They're letting me get overtime. So I'm going in at 8, and I'm getting off at 10 at night. I take a little nap, and I go back in at 8. And I asked him, I said, how's your money situation looking? Not to get too personal, don't give me numbers, but is your money piling up where you're reaching your financial goals because you're pulling those extra hours? And we were on a Zoom, and he did like this. He said, honestly, no. He said, honestly, I'm not. It's not any better. He said, I'm making a little bit more money, but I'm spending more. You know, I'm getting more taxes taken out. So he said, no, actually, it's not any better. And so, you know, that's the point, that we get in this rat race. I heard, I think it was Eric Worre on today's call. He said, even if you win the rat race, you're still a rat. You're just the rat that won, right? You're the rat that's literally still on a wheel. Yeah, you outran the other rats, but you're still a rat. And that's the point, is if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you're going to work until you die. I want to say that again, which leads me to the ending of this conversation. If you don't find a way, if you don't have a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. So, what are your methods of making money in your sleep? Well, we got to rule a job out right there. And this is not me saying it. This is very wealthy people like Warren Buffett that has found a way to generate revenue with or without his own physical effort. When you go to sleep, or when you're on vacation, or when you're helping your kids move into their new place, or when you're looking after a loved one at the hospital, or when you're traveling, going to see friends or family, or when you're whatever, when you're at church, you've got to find a way for money to keep coming in without your effort. Okay? And so what are your plans to make that happen? Well, we have to rule out a job, because a job means you've got to go there in order to get paid. All right? How about owning your own business? That's a great way to do it. That's a great way to do it. Own your own big business. So what kind of business are you going to own? You want to go buy a McDonald's franchise, babe? Can you Google how much it costs for a McDonald's franchise? You can tell me later. All right? You're going to go buy your McDonald's franchise, $500,000, $1 million? Buy your Starbucks or Burger King or Zaxby's. Go buy your franchise, right? How much does that cost? You got that kind of money laying around? Is your credit good enough? Or are you going to, once you get it approved for that franchise financing, before you make your first dollar, you spent hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, just to get to the front door. Okay, well, you know, you could open a barbershop or something like that. That's great. That could probably work, but you still got licensure, you've got insurances, the building, maintenance, all this kind of stuff. So let's see, she's got it would cost you $2.29 million, anywhere from $1 million to $2.5 million to get a franchise, to get a McDonald's franchise. Plus, there's an initial $45,000 franchise fee to get your new store. The cost of opening a store, which you pay to contracted suppliers, will run anywhere from $995,000 to $2.29 million, depending on factors such as restaurant size and location. But there you go. So if you've got a couple of million laying around to open the door before you get your first hamburger sold, go for it. So that's an option. Or you could inherit a bunch of money. That's an option. You could hit the lottery. Right? So what are your game plans? You've got to have a game plan to make money while you sleep. Now, I don't want to be absolutist. Most people aren't natural networkers. In other words, most people don't grow up enjoying the interaction and asking people to take a look at something. Now, here's what's weird about that to me. My wife and I just went a few days ago to see Black Panther. Great movie. I just advertised it. I just advertised it in 5 seconds, right? So why was it so easy for me to do that? Because by and large, our society, we're consumers, and we like to consume and refer other people to consume. That we don't have a problem with that. Oh, this is a great restaurant. They make an amazing steak. My wife and I went to a steakhouse. It was called Stone River or something like that out this is my little researcher right here. So Stone River, they had this great bone-in ribeye. It was about $60, right? And I will gladly tell you, I say, hey, go eat that bone-in ribeye. Yeah, it's $65. Don't worry about that. I know you could get a gram of gold for that steak. And I know you're going to eliminate that steak through your kidneys and your colon, right? I get it. That was too much information. But anyway, I don't have any problem telling anybody where to go get a great steak. But some people struggle to just tell a person to watch this video and learn how to save in gold. Most common sense thing to do is to save in gold. So try to break yourself out of struggling to share with people the important things in life versus just the things that they have to consume. We went and watched that movie. The movie's over. It was a good experience. I enjoyed it. Actually, one of our family members' friends is in the movie, and we were struggling to find him. Talented young and upcoming actor, and we were struggling to find him. But we had a good time. We hung out. I got to hang out with my boo that day, right? And that was fun. But the experience has passed. They got our $30 or whatever it cost we paid that day. They've got that cash, and they did something with it. If they're smart, they moved it into an asset. That's a whole other seminar. The point is, learn to like the networking stuff because it is the most brilliant way to build wealth while you sleep than anything else that's out there. If you can think of something that's better, I'll give you permission on my live stream to type it in the chat box. What's a better way to make money in your sleep rather than building a network? Somebody name it. I'll give you just a second. Okay, I don't see anybody answer me. All right, so honestly, it's difficult. One of the easier things in the world to do is to just get a job. Well, I don't know if that's easy or not, but when you get a job, here's the company you're going to go work for, and that company has a CEO and a COO, and then they've got a CFO and vice president, a regional vice president, and probably a vice president of sales, and then they've got area managers, and then they've got regional managers, and then they've got employees. And when you go to work, you start right here, and you end right here. You start right here and you end. Maybe you can work yourself up to branch manager or maybe even the area manager. You're more than likely never going to be a VP. And if you do, what's the chances of everybody in the company ever getting to the top and being the CEO? Probably not at all. Whereas in a networking business, you don't go to work for anybody. You start right at the top of your network of friends, family, and affiliates and associates, people you know. You're the boss. And then you sponsor somebody, and they're the boss because they're at the top of their sphere of influence. And they sponsor somebody, and they're the boss because they're at the top of their sphere of influence, and nobody can slow you down. And if it's a legal and legitimate company, person C can out-earn person A. Now ask me how I know that, right? Because I ran past my sponsor. And I've got people in my organization trying to run past me. The nerve of them, right? Well, they're trying to run past me. And that's what's so beautiful about a networking business. It's actually not a pyramid. Like this, the business model is more of a pyramid. Not that anything's wrong with the pyramid. That's the most powerful structure on earth. It's actually all corporate structures are pyramids. All churches are pyramids. All families are pyramids. Every organization, the government, president, vice president, speaker, all organizations are pyramids in structure. It's just a corporate structure. A networking business is actually not a pyramid. Case in point, let me prove it to you. This is an actual diagram of my network from my sponsor's point of view. My sponsor, which I'll remain nameless to protect the innocent, because I love him and he might see the stream. So I love you when you see the stream. He starts sponsoring some people, and maybe let's say he had 50 people on that side of his organization. Well, a pyramid would mean he would have to have 50. Well, let's say he had, let's give a better number. Let's say he had 20 on that side of his organization. That means the side where he sponsored me, this is me, put a big old smiley face right there. On the side where he sponsored me, I would have to have 20 people in my organization. In order for it to be a pyramid, it would have to look like that. He would have people on left and right, and he's at the top, and he's out earning everybody, and nobody could ever catch him. That would be a pyramid. But actually what happened is he stopped working the business, and so that side that he was leading, they stopped working the business, but I didn't. So I went on to 20,000. So it actually looks like this. That's not a pyramid. I don't know what you call that. What is that, babe? But that's a racetrack. And I'm winning. Okay? So that's not a pyramid. So it's not a pyramid. And people misunderstand this. And so my income is up and his income is down because I outworked him. A true networking business is a 100% complete meritocracy, which means you kill what you eat. You eat what you kill. You earn what you work for. So you can absolutely out-earn your sponsor, as my sponsor will tell you if he gets on the stream. Yeah, he's right. Okay? There's no hierarchy that you're suppressed at the bottom like a job or like the government. Anybody out there see our government do things and you get frustrated and wish you could do something about it, but you know you can't? You guys ever experienced that? You see a news report that the government passed some law and you didn't get a vote? Like, let's talk about the gun debate. I'm not going to get political. I'm just going to make a point. Like the gun debate. Some of us think that we should have guns unlimited. And some of us think that guns should be banned. And some of us think there needs to just be some common sense regulations on guns. Whichever part of that political spectrum you land on, isn't it interesting that they don't just take a vote? Why don't they just take a popular vote and let the country decide about guns? Well, they don't. The politicians do what they want to do. You don't get a say. That's a pyramid, right? You go to your church and you say, man, I wish that praise team would sing some different music, right? But they don't come in the congregation and say, what kind of music would you guys like? They do the music they feel led to do. That's more of a pyramid. In a family, the parents tell you what to, like my wife tell me what I'm eating tonight. I may get a say in that. But the kids don't get a say. You eat what's on the table, Jack. You don't eat, go to bed. Drink some water. Like my mother used to tell me, go drink some water then. You don't want to eat that, go drink some water. Right? That's more of a pyramid because the people at the top have all the say and the people at the bottom just have to do what they're told. In a networking business, nobody's the boss. So I don't like that networking stuff. I have to tell you, Try to get over it. I love that networking stuff because it'll change your life. It'll give you a lifestyle that most people only dream about. It'll let you wake up in the morning richer than you went to sleep last night. It gives you residual income, which is something a job can't give you. It's not that they're bad people. It's just a job is not designed to give you residual income. And I know all the little statements that are made about networking. I was reading an article today where somebody was trying to bash carrot bars and saying all these ignorant things. That's so frustrating. They say things like, you only make money if you sponsor people. Well, that's a lie because you don't make any money for sponsoring people. It's free to join. See, these are the type, when you read something like that, you should just discount the rest of the article because obviously that person doesn't know what the heck they're talking about. We don't get paid to sponsor people, and Carrot Bars is free. So just that one little nugget right there says just disregard that whole article. Networking is not perfect. It's because you build a network with people. And somebody, if anybody knows a perfect person that's walking on this earth right now, let me know, because I got some aches and pains I need them to cure me of, right? They don't exist. There are no perfect people. And because there are no perfect people, then network is made of people, then there's no perfect network. So it's not perfect. It's just better. It's better than almost anything I can think of. If you can think of something better, please inbox me and tell me what that something is, and I may be interested. All right, this is Mike Dalco, the CEO, continuously empowering others, encouraging you to get back with the person that's been sharing networking with you as an optional way of building wealth for you and your family, and get started, or at least get more information so that you can educate yourself, because this is a better way. All right, you guys have a great day, and we'll see you on the next stream.